Welcome to my channel. My name is Ashley and this is my daughter Remy. I am a teen mom, and so today I'm just going to be telling you guys how I found out I was pregnant and how I told my parents. So I found out I was pregnant in August, and so a few months before that I never really kept track of my period. I kind of just ignored it, like it would come when it came, whatever. And then I decided that I needed to keep more track of it. And so when I did, it was a very regular period. It was the same time every month. And this app would notify me, whatever. And it was the first day of school, my senior year, August 14th. And I didn't start my period that morning. And my friend had the same period as I did. So I was like, did you start your period? She's like, yeah. And I was like, oh, well, that's weird. And so I went on through the day just thinking I might start my period, whatever. Well, I didn't. So I texted my boyfriend and I told him, like, hey, I haven't started my period. And he was just kind of like, it's okay type situation. And so that night I went over to his house and I was like, I really think we should get a test. So we went to the Family Dollar by our house and got a pregnancy test. And literally, so I got the test and I went into his bathroom and I took it and I shoved it right back into the wrapper right away. And I just looked at myself in the mirror and I knew right then, like, I'm pregnant. Like, I didn't even have to look at it. It was just like, I just knew. So I went into his room and I took it to him and we opened it, like, looked at it together, and see, it was 2 solid lines. Like, it was not faint, nothing. So I just kind of like tossed it. I was like, oh my god, like, this is not happening. And well, I kind of just laughed about it at first. And then it was like, okay, now what do we do? Like, what do I tell my parents? And we were pretty scared. I mean, it was exciting news because I knew right then that I was going to keep her. I wasn't going to have an abortion or give her up for adoption. I knew then that I was going to keep her. And so later that night I came home and my friend was staying with me at the time, and I showed her the test. I was like, I have to tell you something. So I showed her and she thought it was a joke. She was just like, no, you're pranking me, like, whatever, it's a joke. I was like, no, like, this is so serious. I'm pregnant. Like, I have to figure out how to tell my sister. And so we thought about it for a while. For just that night, actually, we didn't sleep. So that next day we went to school and my sister took me to school and I just wanted to tell her right then. But I didn't, and I almost cried when I got out of the car because I was just like, gosh, I have to tell her. So I went to school that whole day just like dreading it, like she's gonna kill me. She's gonna be so disappointed. And so me and my friend just decided that we'd buy a binky, and so we did. She went and picked it up, and then I was like, I can't just give her a binky and a pregnancy test, like, that's stupid. So I decided to write her a letter. I just put in it that I was so thankful for her and all that she's done for me. And then in the end of it, I just kind of put, like, I hope I'm as good of a mom as you are. And in hopes that I wouldn't have to be like, I'm pregnant. In hopes that she'd be like, oh, she's pregnant. Well, so I give her the letter, and I'm already crying at this point. And she's like, what, are you gonna move out? And I was like, no. So she reads the letter, and then she's like, oh, you're so sweet. And I'm like, did you not get the point of the letter? And she was like, no, what do you mean? And so then that's when I pulled out my pregnancy test. And I pulled it out, and she starts crying even harder than she already was. And she wasn't mad. She just has supported me this whole time, her and her husband, which has been great, which I'm very lucky to have. And then after that, like, me and my boyfriend both told her, he was there also. And she just was like, okay, then we're gonna have a baby. And so we decided to figure out what we were gonna do, and we made a doctor's appointment. And then that's when my parents decided to let my boyfriend move in with us so he could save money instead of living at his other house, so he wasn't spending money. So he was paying rent at our house, but not nearly as much as he was at his house. So he was also saving. So we lived together here for until November, from September, beginning of September to the end of November. And then we moved out on our own and got our own place. And it was pretty good. It was kind of lonely living alone, but we figured we had to move out at some point to raise our baby together. And, well, when I had her, I came home from the hospital. I just went to my sister's house right away because I was just like, I'm going to take the baby over there for a little while and then we'll go home. Well, we went over there, and then later that night, I had a meltdown, and I was not going to go anywhere. I was like, I can't. I was not emotional. I was just too emotional. I wasn't ready to be alone without somebody there with me. Not saying that my boyfriend was taking off for work, but I just wasn't ready to be by myself yet. With only him and her, I wanted as much people around me as I could because I was terrified of the unknown, and I was not sleeping for the life of me at all. But now we're currently still living with my parents because I don't want to move out yet. I want to, just not quite yet. She's only 2 months old, and I'm taking the help that I can get because my family is my support system. But I wanted to start a YouTube channel because I kind of just wanted to share my story about how I got pregnant and what it's been like so far and how life is as a teen mom. And also, I figured this way I can maybe make some teen mom friends, because I do have friends. I have one main friend, but pretty much everybody else stopped talking to me once I found out I was pregnant. I lost some friends. I never really had a lot to begin with, but I've been passionate about YouTube for a long time. I've just been too scared to post a video because I care too much about what people think, and I've got to stop caring about what people think, which is very hard for me because I don't want to be judged or made fun of. But now that I'm out of high school, I figured I'm not going back there. None of those people talk to me anyways. Like, nothing's gonna, like, oh well. I'm gonna have to get over it someday. But, so I figured I might as well start now. I literally just sat here for like 15 minutes laughing because I do not know, didn't know how to start this video because it's awkward. I don't know what else to say. There's people outside. I kind of have some video ideas. I kind of have a boring life besides the fact of having a baby as a teen. That's the only interesting part of my life. But if you guys want to comment some ideas for me to do, then I will be happy to do them. I just need some ideas so then it's not just nonsense. I guess that wraps up for this video, and thank you guys for watching. Like it, please, because that would be great. Comment, subscribe, do whatever you want, I guess, if you like it. I'm going to be trying to post at least once a week, if I can think of things to do. Hopefully once a week. So, stay tuned for that, I guess. Goodbye!